Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Newsgram. Growing up. Today we're going to talk a little about growing up, and it's never easy, is it? Learning at an early age how to shine, how to have hope, and how to be able to look beyond your circumstances, whatever they may be, is not an easy thing to explain to young children or for them to be able to understand. You may have had a great childhood, but if you deal with adverse circumstances or you're in a difficult situation, growing up is not easy, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. Meet Joann Slead, a children's book author who found a way to teach young children that no matter what they may be going through, there's someone who loves them, who understands them, and is there for them when it feels like no one else is.
I've seen the ugly and the hard and the painful. I wanted to lighten it up. There are children in the world that don't have good relationships at home. They live in a difficult home for them to be in. Yes. And if there's a kind person who can read them this book, they'll know that somebody loves them. And that's something I really, really want kids to be able to take away from kids that have difficult homes. And for other kids, it can just be fun and cute, and they'll learn about God. And that's wonderful for both.
In her book, The Secret Life of Bears, she did a rather clever thing. She turned Jesus into a bear with a sense of humor, and he's the most lovey-dovey Papa Bear ever.
There's Baby Bear and Papa Bear, and those are the only two characters in the book, except for a few insects and animals. And Papa Bear just does everything Baby Bear needs. They go on adventures together in the jungle. Papa Bear puts snow on the earth, and Baby Bear is making snow angels below. And it's a linear approach to that relationship between Baby Bear and Papa Bear.
And she says the entire concept came to her like a dream.
One day I just sat down and wrote this book. It was like God just gave it to me. It didn't need editing. It didn't need rewriting. It was perfect the way it was, and that never happens. I wrote it in 2019, and I put it in a drawer, and I thought, well, that's never going to be published.
Surprise, it was published, and the one thing it was missing were the illustrations.
I've been working with this lovely guy from Morocco, Mohammed Damouche. He and I just had this great working relationship, and the pictures show the words. They really do, because that's how I saw it in my head.
Yeah, the illustrations are fun-loving and so relatable, and they really enforce the message that Papa Bear is more than an abstract concept. He's approachable. He loves you, and he's real. He even makes cookies and can sing silly songs.
Most kids don't know that. God's kind of boring in church. I would like them to know that they can have fun with God, and that he's not judging, he's joyful, and he loves them.
Something else you should know. One of the reasons it was so easy for her to write this book was that it's sort of an autobiography.
This is actually my life, written for children. Bears have always been my favorite sort of stuffed animal since I was a little kid. So when I got to know Jesus, I became his bear, and he was my Papa Bear.
Who doesn't love a stuffed bear? She says thinking about Jesus in these terms helps children to know that he's approachable for them, on their level, and that he loves them. And isn't that something the world needs right now? Well, Joann thought so anyway, so she dug that manuscript out of the drawer, and she got it published.
It was nothing I would have done on my own. It was just one of those things that God just nudged me in the spirit and said, yeah, I want you to do this. So I did.
The Secret Life of Bears. It will tickle your child's heart as they learn about the love of Jesus. The fastest way to find it is just by going to her website, secretlifeofbears.com. But if you prefer the usual way, just go to Amazon or Barnes & Noble. And that will do it for this edition of Newsgram from webtalkradio.com.